Om Shanti. Good morning, Diamond Morning. The Baba is telling us how to keep ignited. What it means to be ignited, an ignited soul. And when are we ignited souls? And how we can pour this oil of knowledge at this time and be ignited in the golden age. So let's listen to Baba's sweet versions of the 2nd of September 2023. In the essence, Baba says, sweet children, your lights have now ignited. For the lights to ignite means that there are now the omens of Jupiter. When there are the omens of Jupiter, you become the masters of the world. Question. What is the speciality of every home in the golden age? What has every home become in the iron age? Answer. In the golden age, there is happiness in every home. The lights of everyone is ignited. In the iron age, there is sorrow and worry in every home. There is darkness in every home. The lights of souls have been extinguished. The Father has come to ignite everyone's light with his own light, through which there will be Diwali in every home. And the song of Baba's Murli. O mother, you are the bestower of fortune for all. Om Shanti. You children heard the praise of the mother. In fact, this is praise of only one. Nevertheless, it is someone who makes the mother into the world mother, Jagadamba, and someone else who gives birth to her. Who gave birth to such a mother? It would be said, the purifier, the supreme soul, Shiva, gave her birth. So then, the praise is of the one, ocean of knowledge, the purifier, the supreme father, the supreme soul, Shiva. He sits here and explains to you, children, the secrets of himself and of the beginning, the middle, and the end of his own creation, and the secrets of making impure ones pure. You children understand that At this time, it is an impure kingdom, which is called the kingdom of Ravan. The Shira is now coming. It has been explained that all of those festivals are of blind faith. There is no such things as Ravan and Lanka. Ceylon is called Lanka. They show monkeys building a bridge across the sea. In fact, all of those are told stories. It isn't that there was a Ravan with 10 heads who ruled Lanka. If that were the case, they would burn his effigy in Lanka. The system of burning Ravan is only in Bharat. They don't burn his effigy anywhere else. They only write about it in the newspapers here too. The Maharaja of Mysore celebrates this festival the most. Perhaps he has a lot of love for all of those told stories. It is the duty of you children to explain to them. An effigy is an enemy. An effigy of an enemy is made and burnt. Previously, they used to make an effigy of Hitler and burn that. Many people have enemies. Whose enemy was Ravan's? He was the enemy of the people of Bharat. However, an enemy is burnt once. There isn't anyone who makes an effigy of his enemy every year and burns it. They make an effigy of their enemy, but they don't burn that every year. Who is that Ravan whose effigies with 10 heads have been created and then burnt? They have created and then burnt it in Bharat for a long time. When did he become your enemy? He doesn't even die. Will he eventually die, or will he always live? You children know that Bharat was pure, and that it was Ravan that made Bharat impure. It is now the kingdom of Ravan. If there had been a kingdom, Bible says, if there had been a king of Lanka, there must have also been a queen. You do not believe in those things. People don't understand anything about whether Ravan is still living or not. He is still living, and yet they create an effigy of him and burn that. Once he had been burnt, what happened then? They continued to burn it every year. And so you children should explain to them. Those who become the seniors of the community, such as the Maharaja of Mysore, celebrate this festival a lot. They even invite foreigners to come and watch it. They believe that such things will perhaps happen. However, nothing like that ever happened. They create plays. They even create a play about Ravan. Therefore, you have to explain about this Ravan. This is something very important. You're now sitting in the kingdom of Ravan. The impure world is called the kingdom of Ravan. The secrets of the kingdom of Raman and the kingdom of Ravan have been explained to you. The 5 vices are called Ravan. It isn't anyone else. And so on the path of devotion, they have personified Ravan as a person with 10 heads and all of this. So they don't understand the 5 vices are called Ravan. Back to the Murli. Now it says, it isn't anyone else. Excuse. You have understood that Ravan's kingdom is now in Bharat. It is only in Bharat that they celebrate the Shira and Deepmala, etc. So you have to explain that if Ravan is living, it is Ravan's kingdom. Ravan is the one who makes people impure. You know that the 5 vices which are now omnipresent are called Ravan. The pictures of Ravan were also made previously at the Shira, but they also have to write a date, etc. on them. At this time, the impure being is destroyed and the pure established. You are becoming pure from impure. When you have become pure, the community of Ravan will be set on fire. When Ravan is destroyed, there wouldn't be any need to create effigies in the Golden Age. Everyone will have become pure. When souls had the power of their Satopradhan stage, they were ignited lights. When they became impure, those lights were extinguished. Souls have become impure and don't have the strength to fly. Souls have become iron-aged due to the 5 vices. This definitely has to be explained. It is the one Father who awakens souls. Everyone says that the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, the form of light, God, will come. You souls are forms of light, and the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, is also a form of light. The lights of you souls have been extinguished. Only a little light now remains. When a person dies, people keep an earthenware lamp burning for that soul day and night. They look after that lamp very carefully. When the oil is used up, they pour in more oil. It is the same with souls too. The Father comes and ignites everyone's light with knowledge. For how, for how long would an ignited lamp last? They burn it at night and then continue to pour oil into it. Your lights are now igniting. By gradually being ignited, they will become fully ignited. It takes 5,000 years for the lights to go out. And then the Father comes and pours oil into you. And which oil does he pour? He says the oil of knowledge. Back to the Murli. Your lights are now being ignited. And then your degrees will later gradually continue to decrease. The lights will become dim. You know that your lights are now being ignited. And that then in the golden age there will be light in every home. This only refers to Bharat. Now there is darkness in every home. There is no happiness. You know that in the golden age, in the golden and silver ages, you were very happy. And that you used to celebrate in happiness. Everyone's light remained ignited. And it then decreased a little by little. At this time, it is completely dim. There is alloy mixed into it. The Father comes. And why does he come? He says, he comes and pours in the oil of knowledge through which you become ignited lights. Your eyes of knowledge are being opened. You know that your bodies have now completely finished. There are the omens of Rahu. How long does it take for you to become ugly? From the start, you decline little by little. And then, as soon as Maya enters, you become very ugly. There are now the omens of Rahu over you. The most severe omens are those of Rahu. There are now the omens of Jupiter, because you are now making effort with the Lord of the tree, the Guru, in order to become the masters of the world. He is the imperishable Guru. Whose? The imperishable souls. Those human beings don't become gurus of souls. They become gurus of human beings. The Father has now come and become the Guru of you souls. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, is the Lord of the tree. You understand that you now have the omens of Jupiter over you. You are to become the masters of heaven. There is imperishable happiness, but you have to make effort for that at this time, so that you become the emperors and empresses of the land of happiness. Everyone's effort are their own. This is the Pashala of Rudra Shiva. He is the ocean of knowledge. You are studying at this school. God speaks. I teach you Raja Yoga. I am the imperishable Father of imperishable souls. One is the physical Father, and the other is the spiritual father. You have to show the contrast between the two. When do you meet the spiritual father, whom all the spirits remember on the path of devotion? A physical father is perishable. Souls are not perishable. You know that you have been changing your physical fathers for birth after birth. A child cannot be born without a father. You children have now created broad and unlimited intellects. You can understand from when it is that you become those with two fathers. In the golden age, there is only one physical father, and you only remember him. There is no need for souls to remember that spiritual father. In the golden age, souls only have the one physical father. There, you receive beautiful bodies. You experience your reward. And it is only because the purity we imbibe now exerts itself in the physical beauty of the body there. Yet we are not body conscious. Back to the Murli. This is why you don't remember the Father there. So you have to explain that on the path of devotion, there are your perishable physical fathers. They're different ones in every birth, different father in every birth. Back to the Murli, you souls are imperishable. You remember the imperishable Father. You even say, the Supreme Father is the Father who lives in the supreme abode. A physical father would never be called the Supreme Father. You souls have to explain the secrets of Ravan. It is now the kingdom of Ravan. That is an impure kingdom. It is now the kingdom of Ravan. That is an impure kingdom. This is why they call out to the purifier, Father. He is the imperishable Father. You definitely have to prove the two fathers. Souls have the Father. So this is why you remember the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul from beyond. In every birth, you receive different physical appearance, but nevertheless, you definitely remember that spiritual Father. He never changes. The Father also says, you truly used to remember me and say, do you remember what you used to say? You used to say, O Supreme Father, Supreme Soul. For how long do you have to remember the Father? When do you meet the Father? For how long do you have to remember the Father? And when do you meet the Father? You have now understood this. When it is the end of devotion, the Father has to come. And why does he come at the end of devotion? Back to the Murli, as he would always say, and give the devotees the fruit of their devotion. The Father has explained, I give all the devotees liberation and liberation in life. You know that there is just the one religion in the golden age. That is called oneness. They say that all they say that all should unite and become one. However, all religions cannot become one. When there is one kingdom, there is purity, happiness, and peace. There definitely was the kingdom of Rama in Bharat. It is now the kingdom of Ravan. This is why they continue to burn Ravan. When you explain the secrets of the two fathers, they will quickly understand. There is definitely the imperishable Father. It is only the Father who makes the world new. In the new world, there truly were just the deities. And then that world changed from new to old. You know how many birds you take in the new world and how many birds you take in the old world. It isn't half of 84 birds that you would take 42 birds in the old world and 42 birds in the new world. No. The lifespan of the people of Bharat is at first 150 years, then 125 years, and it is now hardly 40 to 50 years. It cannot be half and half. There has to be an accurate calculation of 84 births. The Father says, your cycle of 84 births has now ended. You did not know this. I explain it to you. No one except the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, can explain the secrets of 84 births to you. You listen to the Father and become happy, and you then make effort for the new world. You children have to prove and tell others that you are now claiming your unlimited inheritance from the unlimited Father from beyond. The Father only comes when he comes, he has to come at a special, accurate time. Back to the Murli. The Father only comes when he has to establish heaven. He is called Heavenly God the Father. When a new home has been built, the old one is demolished. It is written that establishment and then destruction. When establishment has taken place, destruction will take place. It is the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, who carries out this establishment through Brahma. Baba has also explained that the residents of the subtle region cannot be called. Baba has also explained that the resident of the subtle region cannot be called Prajapita, the father of humanity. There are no people there, and so surely Prajapita Brahma has to exist here because he's the father of humanity. Back to the Murli. He will then become angelic and complete. That one in the subtle region is angelic. The physical one is definitely needed here. so that he can then become angelic. Both are now visible. Prajapita Brahma is here and also in the subtle region. Prajapita is needed here. The children of Prajapita are also definitely here. You have to explain the significance of the two fathers at the exhibition. It is a system that has to be explained to each one individually. How can you explain to everyone there? Baba says solitude is needed to explain to them. There is a lot of chaos there. Here, it takes an hour to an hour and a half to explain. There is a lot of chaos here, there, not meaning the golden age, but where the exhibitions are with so many people. Back to the Murli, it takes you an hour to an hour and a half to explain. It would be very difficult to explain to such a crowd. There are those of all types of religion. Some would say one thing, and the others would say something else. They would not just sit quietly. You explain that that one is a worldly physical father, and that the other is the spiritual father from beyond. He is the supreme father, the supreme soul. He is now establishing heaven through Brahma. Destruction of hell is just ahead. There is to be a great war. Truly, this is Raja Yoga. And also the Gita Pashala, where you attain the kingdom. God speaks what he says. Everyone has two fathers. Sri Krishna would not be called the father of all souls. The father of souls, the supreme father, the supreme soul says, constantly remember me alone. Constantly remember me alone. Acha, okay. To the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, Bapdad. The spiritual father says, Namaste to the spiritual children. And the spiritual children say, Namaste to the spiritual father. Essence for dharana. First one. Remain a constantly ignited light by pouring the oil of knowledge into yourself. Stay in remembrance of the Father and remove the omens of Rahu. Second one. Give everyone the recognition of the two fathers, the spiritual and physical, and enable them to claim a right to the unlimited inheritance. Baba's blessing for today. May you be free from having bodily relationships. And whilst living at home with your family, remain combined with the Father. If you want to play the part of having an impure household whilst living at home with your family, remain free from having any bodily relationship. I am a man, this is a woman. Do not have this consciousness even in your dreams. Since souls are brothers, how can there be the consciousness of man and woman? The couple is of you and the Father. The other is just a name for the sake of doing service. It is you and the Father who have a combined force. When you move along with this consideration, you will be a courageous, victorious soul. And the slogan for today: those who are intense effort makers remain constantly content and happy with the fortune of happiness. Those who are intense effort makers remain constantly content and happy with the fortune of happiness. Om Shanti. Do have a powerful day and have a sweet remembrance.